So Barca and Inter played out a classic today. What followed was an extraordinary Champions League semi-final that ended 3-3 at the Camp Nou. Inter stunned the hosts with 2 early goals, a record-breaking opener from Thuram and a spectacular volley from Dumfries, but Barcelona roared back through a brilliant solo goal from 17-year-old Lamine Yamal and a Ferran Torres finish teed up by Rafinha. Dumfries struck again in the second half, only for Barcelona to level instantly via a thunderous Rafinha strike that deflected off the bar and then Sommer for an own goal. The match was filled with quality finishes, tactical battles, disallowed goals, and last-minute drama, with both goalkeepers, especially Sommer, playing key roles. Yamal was the standout performer, dazzling with his creativity and almost grabbing a winner late on. This thrilling draw sets up a mouth-watering one-legged decider at San Siro. So it was absolute madness at the San Siro today. Absolute cinema at the San Siro. The first leg was crazy, but this match upped the ante. This shit was so good it reminded me why I love football. Once again, the difference in styles led to the best Champions League tie I have ever seen. To be honest, this game should have been the final. There were points where both teams looked destined for the finals, but some kind of twist always happened. Big chances were missed, the framework was struck, and massive saves were made by arguably the man of the match, Yann Sommer. What a flipping game of football. If the final isn't as good as this game, I will be very disappointed. In one of the most dramatic semi-finals in Champions League history, Lautaro Martinez opened the scoring early, followed by Calhanoglu's penalty to make it 2-0, but Barcelona fought back fiercely. Garcia and Olmo struck to level things on the night, and when Rafinha fired home in the 87th minute to make it 3-2, it looked like Barca had pulled off yet another comeback. Yet, Inter weren't done. Acerbi's thunderous near-post equalizer in added time made it 6-6 and sent the match into extra time. There, super sub David Fratesi scored the winner, set up by fellow substitute Taremi after great work by Thuram. The match was dripping with missed chances and high drama. Yamal in particular was at the heart of many of Barca's best moments but saw his efforts denied time and again by a sensational performance from Sommer. The Swiss goalkeeper pulled off at least 5 vital saves, including a full-stretch parry to deny a Yamal curler in the 114th minute, a close-range stop in the 116th, and several others in normal time. Yamal also hit the post in the dying minutes of regular time, while Lewandowski missed a golden opportunity in extra time, heading over from close range after brilliant wing play by Yamal. For a game that could have graced the final itself, this semi-final will live long in the memory. So PSG beat Arsenal at the Emirates today. Ousmane Dembele's 4th-minute goal gave PSG a 1-0 win in the first leg of the Champions League semi-final. Despite Arsenal growing into the match late in the first half, PSG controlled the second half, especially in midfield. Donnarumma was outstanding, making key saves to deny Martinelli, Saka, and Trossard, and preserved a clean sheet. Arsenal had a Merino goal ruled out for a narrow offside early in the second half. PSG had several chances to extend their lead, but poor finishing from Neves, Ramos, and Barcola let them down. With PSG earning their first ever win over Arsenal, Arteta's side face a tough task in the return leg. So the Parc des Princes flooded with Arsenal tears today. It was a thrilling Champions League semi-final second leg in Paris, with Arsenal starting brightly. They dominated the first 15-20 minutes, creating several clear chances. Rice headed wide from close range, Martinelli forced an early stop from Donnarumma, and Odegaard's low strike was tipped around the post. However, despite the pressure, Arsenal couldn't score, thanks largely to Donnarumma, who delivered a man-of-the-match performance with multiple key saves throughout the night. PSG weathered the storm and gradually gained control. Kvaratskhelia struck the post before Fabian Ruiz opened the scoring on 27 minutes, lashing a thunderous left-footed strike into the net after a half-cleared free kick. Arsenal had their moments in the second half too, most notably when Saka's curling effort was sensationally tipped over by Donnarumma. PSG could have made it too, but Raya saved Vitinha's effort to keep Arsenal alive, but minutes later, Hakimi sealed PSG's spot in the final with a composed finish into the bottom corner after a quick move involving Dembele and Kvaratskhelia. Arsenal pulled one back through Saka in the 76th minute after a deflected cross and scramble in the box, raising hopes of a comeback. Yet, the defining miss came shortly after, when Saka, unmarked and facing an open goal, blazed over Calafiori's cross. It was a huge chance to level on the night and potentially change the tie's momentum. In the end, PSG held firm, securing a 2-1 win on the night and a 3-1 aggregate triumph. They now head to Munich to face Inter in the final, just 90 minutes away from a first-ever Champions League title. Arsenal, meanwhile, are left to reflect on missed chances and what might have been. Check out my YouTube for more content.